Yo, what's poppin'? Another day, another live. We've made it past 7 days straight. First milestone, you could say. This is a bit dodgy. Now we're on number 8. And I'll give it a couple minutes as always for you guys to get involved. Thank you again for all the positive feedback. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys today, answering some questions. I've got a few topics on my mind to go through. As always, please try to keep the questions fitness, but obviously if you have any more personal questions, I'll answer them as well. So yeah, I hope you've had a good day. Hope you trained today. Today I trained hamstrings and glutes. And I've realized my glutes are actually quite weak. I was doing hip thrust today, and I only went up to what did I go up to? A 25 on each side and a 20 on each side. So what's that? 25, 50, 90, so 110. And I was actually finding it quite difficult, 8 reps, which makes me think maybe my hamstrings are still quite weak or the glutes are quite weak. And I actually feel I would have sorted out the shelf. So if you see my slide profile, my glutes they typically have had a big shelf. So hamstring, and then the butt sticks out and then it goes back in. But if you have bigger hamstrings, then you have less of that shelf. So that's something I wish, maybe I'm experimenting right now. That's the thing, you should always be experimenting with your body. So my experiment right now is if I do hip thrusts, are my glutes gonna get bigger or are my hamstrings gonna get bigger? That's the question. Is what's gonna pop out more? I'm hoping the hamstrings are gonna pop out just below the glutes. I'm hoping that. So we'll see. So yeah, trained hamstrings and glutes today. Great workout. Tomorrow we've got what are we working tomorrow? We've got back day. And at the moment I'm still experimenting with the time. So recently I've been waking up at like 5:30 trying to get to the gym for 6, but I find myself so tired throughout the day. So this time I tried a little bit later. I actually woke up at like 7, got to the gym about 7:30, and that was kind of perfect. Not too busy, decent crowd. It wasn't like a youth club, like no hoodlums in there. I ain't trying to see no hoodlums in the gym. The gym is the one place I'm not trying to see that. I'm just trying to see people working hard, head down, like positive environment. People like putting equipment away, like I'm trying to avoid those gym idiots, as they say, like those clowns. Clowns in the gym are so annoying. You know what I'm talking about? Like those guys that they're just ego lifting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been guilty of ego lifting, but at least I'll put the weights away and I'll do the exercise at least 70% correctly. Like there was this guy today in the gym, and I was doing my calf raises, and then he come afterwards, literally full step the whole calf raise machine, and his range of motion was like he was barely moving. And then he left all the weights there, and I was just like, ah. As an ex-personal trainer who has been responsible for, like when you're a PT, you know the pain. As a PT, yeah, you're especially if you're on shift, you have to. There's certain standards, so there's a kind of reset standard. So all the weights are in the right places, the bars are empty in the right places, and someone doing that, it just hurts your soul. I remember I was guilty of it. I've been guilty of like when the personal trainers are putting the stuff away. Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget this. All the one of the, I think it was maybe the second or third gym I ever joined, and I remember it was like close to the end of the night, and then all the PTs are putting the stuff away, and then I literally jumped on the bench, and I'm not sure if I put the weights on or just left the weights that were on there, but I remember just leaving the bench there with like maybe like 80 kilos on the bar, and the guy was furious. He was angry, and I understand that. A few years down the line, I'm a trainer, and you're just like you're tired, you're on edge, maybe you're on a diet, and it's close to closing time, and you just don't want to see that disrespect. So yeah, yeah, that was my gym day. So I hope you guys trained. All right. First question. Hey JP, I wanted to ask that by running once twice a week and doing heavy weightlifting, will I lose body fat and butt fat? Yeah, but you skipped nutrition. Everyone's skipping the most important part. Yeah, you can, but it depends on your nutrition because you might not. You can, but you might not. If the nutrition is off, you might not. So please, everyone watching this, if you're on a fat loss journey, weight loss, or even weight gain, whatever it is, start with the nutrition. Honestly, the nutrition is gonna really affect things. The way I look at things, yeah, nutrition is gonna determine body fat levels and weight going up and down. Nutrition. Resistance training is gonna change your shape. That's where people talk about toning and this and that. But I understand why they say that. That's how the shape is gonna be. So you can lose weight and body fat without the training, but you're gonna have no shape. It's just gonna be you might go skinny fat, if that makes sense. That's how you become skinny fat, is if you like lose a lot of body fat, don't train, don't build the muscle, you're gonna become maybe basically skinny fat. And then the cardio is for your health. Like, I know I've said different stuff in the old videos, but obviously I'm older and wiser now, and I've trained thousands of people. If we're talking about online, in person, so I know I've figured out, what I'm saying, I've got a lot of experience, and you know definitely, like, I've witnessed people do cardio and cardio killing themselves, no results, no change, because they do the cardio, they do the light weights, and then they go home and eat, and then come back and purge their sins. So yeah, literally thousands of clients. Like, if I think, yeah, thousands of clients I've trained in my years, and that's one thing I can say with my chest, is that it's nutrition and resistance training, 1,000,000%. So keep those questions coming. As always, I will be stopping to answer questions, and so keep them coming, and I'll be doing my own talking if no questions are there. Thank you for the encouragement. Mustafa. Yeah, do you know what? I almost quit today. I'll be honest. I almost quit today. I don't know what it was about today. I woke up. I wasn't feeling so like bouncy, or I don't know what it was. Like, you might have had these days, like on your own journey, like your fitness journey, or school, or anything like that. You might just feel like quitting. And I really had this energy to quit. I don't know what it was. I was just feeling like, you know, is it really worth me questioning, like, is it really worth me doing these lives every day? Is like almost dreading it, oh, I've got to do a live today. I don't know where it came from. Okay, I'm trying to fix this. It's not fixing. But yeah, basically, I was just like, and it just seems like the easy option. Like, quitting sometimes seems so easy. Like, oh, let's just quit. Let's just quit, and I've got an extra hour each day to do something else. And that's why you might think about the gym. Like, oh, if I just quit the gym, that getting ready, of going to the gym, training, now getting ready to go home, going home, eating, oh, that's 2 hours, through maybe 2 or 3 hours saved. And you times that by 5 or 3, that's 15 hours saved. I could do something else, or I could do more work, or I could have friends, or it's crazy, the thought process. And that's literally like, that's the devil talking. Honestly, that's the devil, or like, if you want to believe in an angel and a devil, or that's your monkey brain talking. That's your primal self, if you believe in that. You know what I'm saying? It just wants to be lazy and do nothing. So really, you just have to, and how did I overcome that? I think moments of doubt. I just inspiration hit me, actually, by the way of Mr. Whoa, how did it hit me? Yeah, obviously, it's just a positive mindset, number one. So I was just thinking, like, I've been listening, as you know, I've been listening to a lot of Grant Cardone. And basically, I'll just give you the summary after, and I'll tell you what happened throughout the day. But the summary was, like, you don't want to be doing less. That's not the answer. Quitting is not the answer. It's just about being smart. So basically, I've been thinking, like, hold on. The numbers aren't really, in terms of the numbers, not really popping as I'd like. But it's almost like the other effects are crazy, if that makes sense. Like even speaking to everyone, like when I'm doing these lives, having the conversations with people, it's almost like my authority is just way boosted versus my content before. Like when I wasn't doing the lives, when I was just posting myself out partying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like people know that, okay, like Josh is being serious about this now. Like JP Fitness, okay, JP Fitness, JP Fitness. It's just marketing. Like, people are seeing what I do, my expertise, and even if they don't necessarily, I know, even if you're not watching the whole thing, you're just like popping in and you're seeing the consistency. And maybe even getting these notifications is a reminder of, fitness, okay. Pandemic over, gym's back open, what are we doing now? So hopefully, and that's the kind of energy I was feeling, and that's the kind of feeling I was getting. And it's just, and also I was also thinking about the accountability. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about, I was literally talking about the consistency when nothing's really happening, it's going through it, following the same path as you have in other fields, and relating it to that. And I was just thinking like, I'm not gonna show up, and some people are gonna be like, oh yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. Like 8 days in, didn't last long. Typical Josh. And it's a shame that I'm kind of. And don't get me wrong, I haven't like anything I've been successful at. I haven't, I've pushed through when things were tough, and there's so many parts of my life right now where I'm just doing the pushing through, and maybe you're in that path right now. It's just the pushing through. You're not seeing anything happening. It's not working. It's not working, but it's when you get through these moments, and these challenges are gonna come. I mean, even with fitness, like there's times where I'll be honest. Like in the first, before I got hooked, I was doing that not giving up phase, but it was the typical, oh yeah, get results for train 4 weeks consistently, look good, feel pumped, feel a bit good about myself. Or let's say train for 2 months, then take 2 weeks off, and maybe I don't feel like going to the gym today, and then you miss a session, then you miss 2 sessions, and then 3 sessions, and then it's like now I feel terrible. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you quit. So that was like a mini quit. It wasn't never like I'm never gonna go to the gym again, which is like most of you guys. Like you do a mini quit. Oh, I'm just gonna rest for 4 6 weeks and I'm gonna get back into it before my next holiday. You're basically, it's a quit. It's a mini quit because many times, as I've said before, the problem is still gonna be there. The problem does not go. You quit in the gym. Yeah, okay, you've got some extra time now, but the problem is gonna remain like gremlin. Like you see yourself, you walk out the shower and you catch yourself in the mirror and you're like, like horrified, or you go to the gym and then you feel like super insecure and uncomfortable, or you got your holiday, you go to the beach now and you might not even take your top off to go into the pool or into the sea, or. So the pain was always there. That's what you gotta realize, is that the pain ain't gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And when you really realize that, and the thing is, a lot of times you're not gonna quit necessarily, but you might quit the method. So you might quit the gym, but you might feel like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a Herbalife instead, or I'm just gonna go to a class instead, or I'm just gonna train at home if that ever really works. And if I'm just gonna train at home, do some home workouts. So I'm gonna do some workouts on YouTube at home. I'll forget the gym. And I mean, they all work, but it's just it's best to stick to one. So yeah. So anyway, so during my moments of doubt, I actually came across a guy called Mr. Beast. I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but he's basically like number one on YouTube in the world right now, like killing it, killing the game. And man, that guy, he's only like 23 years old, but the way he talks like it's like listening to Elon Musk or something. Like the guy talks like with mad wisdom. And you listen to any of his interviews, you'll hear some words he repeats again and again. And one of them is obsession. The guy was just saying obsession, obsession. He say grind, obsession. Maybe I'll start using the word grind again, but obsession was really his word. And it just reminds me of like Grant Cardone, the whole like be obsessed or be average. Like it's so true. Like the guy literally, like you listen to his interview, he has nothing going on apart from YouTube. Okay, I guess he probably does now, but he talks about he puts all his money back into YouTube, just YouTube learning, like mastermind about YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. And I was thinking maybe my calling is, it is fat loss, specifically men with big fat butts. That's the that is the obsession. And the thing is, it's mad because I have been obsessed about this, but in silence. It's been a silent obsession, a silent, don't know who to talk to, no one understands me obsession. But I guess there is a community of, and I guess that obsession led me to creating that first video, which got a bit of traction, which has led to all the other videos. And in fact, all my videos. So if you're watching on Instagram, like this is a big butt Q&A number 8. But I won't put that on Instagram. I feel like people on my Instagram audience is different to the YouTube audience. The YouTube audience knows the deal. The Instagram audience is just fat loss, generic fat loss. So and yeah, so that's my new thing. It's just obsession now. Like it's and what can you be obsessed about? What can you? Because everyone's obsessed about something. Like your obsession is, like my obsession before, coming back to London was just like it was just partying and my obsession was to create the best party in the world. Like usually when I'm, my goals are usually best in the world. That's how I'm thinking. Like, can I create the best parties in the world? That was the obsession. Um, and I quit on that. Maybe I did quit on that goal. Maybe I thought the goal wasn't the right goal, And did I give up on that? So, I mean, that's an interesting one actually. I'm thinking out loud now. But yeah, well, basically the obsession. I mean, but I'm going back to the core obsession that I've had since I was like 8 years old. So now the obsession has evolved now to community. If you ever saw me walking down the street, age anything from like 12 to like 25, even now, like from age 10 to now, you'll see me. I'm always checking the side profile, even in the gym. Someone's in the way. I'm trying to check the side profile. How are we looking? How's the glutes and the hamstrings and the back? How's that looking? So it's an obsession, and now this obsession is going on social media, online. Like, so, this is part of the obsession. Like, it's not decreased in the obsession, it's increased in the obsession. So now this obsession is more, how can I improve these lives? What can I do to make these lives more entertaining? So I've actually had an idea to maybe get some like different, like, I was even gonna get my little brother to come ask me some questions on this, or maybe I was gonna get some girls or some cool guys or some gym guys, we just hang out and talk, and this everyday life is just more exciting for you guys. So yeah, so any feedback, I know I can improve my YouTube, I can improve my Instagram for sure. The reels have been doing well, but yeah, just be obsessed. So with your fitness, like, you hear these, you hear the typical thing you hear, like fat people say, is they say, when I be training like fat clients, they see someone in great shape and they'll be like, they must hate their lives. They must hate what they're eating. They must be miserable. And I'm like, obviously you don't want to be rude, and I'll just be like, you just say, I'll just, because number one of business, always agree with the customer, always agree. Because essentially you're always, if you're a client, you're always selling your client on, training hard and keep working. So I would never disagree with them. And typically, and I wouldn't say anything, but really in my head, I'm like, okay, they might not be enjoying this food as much as you are, but they are, the joy they get from being in great shape, the joy they get from, their maybe compliments and the self-esteem they get, makes up for it. Makes up for not eating that pizza. Makes up for not eating that burger. Not eating that ice cream. Not having those beers. Like, it's and they're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with improving themselves. So they both have obsessions. One is obsessed with foods. One's obsessed with different sauces and trying this food and this different restaurant, and eating here and eating there, and different desserts and different and different drinks, and different experiences at different restaurants. That's their obsession. They're foodies. That's their obsession. They're 10xing on the stuff that's making them like out of shape. And I mean, I don't know, is it politically incorrect to say fat? Can I say fat? I'm saying, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've been fat before. I've had a fat butt before. So yeah, many of my videos are called I've got fat in the title. So yeah, just say it as it is. So yeah, so fat people have different obsessions to people that are in great shape. It's just the way of life. And then poor people have different obsessions to people who are rich. It's just a different obsession. And that's the thing. And I've noticed when my obsessions have changed. So for example, there was a time I had an obsession about my bodybuilding competition. That was my obsession. I was doing 10x on trying to win my competition. But when I was obsessing about my competition, my focus and my obsession about my business dropped, and the money dropped, and the clients dropped, and everything dropped. And if anything, if there's one lesson I've learned from my year in Mexico is the power of focus, honestly. And I did have some real, big mentors out there, and they did mentor me indirectly in a very savage way, the most like evil savage way to be mentored. But if I think about the lessons, now the smoke has settled, they did teach me a lot about focus. Focus, focus, focus. Like, whatever you focus your attention on expands. So all I'm saying, this little monologue, is just like, be obsessed with this fitness thing. Honestly, don't let anyone tell you weighing yourself too much is obsessive. Like, obviously you've got anorexic people are obsessed with being skinny, and it works, maybe in an unhealthy way. You know what I'm saying? They're obsessed, but in an unhealthy way. So if you could just turn that obsession into a healthy obsession, like teach them about going to the gym and healthy nutrition, they'd be in amazing shape. They're so obsessed, they'd be in amazing shape. So yeah, so just be obsessed or be average. Literally, it's so true. Be obsessed or be average. You look at all the best. Anyone who's excellent at anything, anyone who's excelled at anything in life was obsessed. Like, obsessed. Elon Musk, obsessed. Mark Zuckerberg, obsessed. Bill Gates, obsessed. Messi, obsessed. Ronaldo, obsessed to be number one. Like, obsession to the point where you listen to people talk about Ronaldo. It's almost like it's not even fun to hang around with him. If you listen to, just type in Ronaldo, Patrice Evra, and you'll literally listen to him talk about Ronaldo and like it's no fun. Like you go to his house and he wants to play ping pong and he eats with no sauces or no nothing. He's always working out. He always wants to train. He's playing more football at home, practicing the technique. You know, like it really takes obsession. Like there's so many people in the world, and honestly, you just need to be obsessed about one thing. Like if I think about all my successful friends, they are literally they have obsessions and they've been successful from those obsessions. Like there was a video I've spoken about this before. A video quite recently of someone interviewing me about my experiences in Mexico, and I'm talking about I'm doing this, I'm doing parties, I'm doing crypto, I'm doing music, I'm doing a bit of fitness, and like it's just crazy. Like no obsession, like obsessed in nothing, and like or obsessed. You know, I'm obsessed for a month in this, obsessed for a month in that, and I wonder like you're just going nowhere. So it's like let's say you're obsessed with keto, and then you're obsessed with going vegan, then you're obsessed with running, then you're obsessed with weights, then you're obsessed with CrossFit, then you're obsessed with home workouts, then you're obsessed with calisthenics, then you're obsessed with fasting, intermittent fasting, then you're obsessed with it's just like cycling, like swimming, like just stick to one. Honestly, like it's so true. So that's one lesson. I think the big lesson for me for 2022 at my big age is focus, and that's one of the first one. All these books here, literally the first book I read was about focus. I think it's like the power of focus or something. I wonder if I can find it. Yeah, literally, this is like the first self help book I ever read when I was like age. How old was I? I must have been like 16, maybe 15 or 16. Like seeing all these books and this is the first one, and I flipping forgot it. I'm gonna read this again. I'm gonna read this book and books, people. I'm gonna read this book again and just focus is everything. Actually, yeah, this is my next book. I'm reading Grant Cardone about property. He's got a property book, and obviously the Bible gets read, and also I've got another Christian book about spiritual warfare because that stuff is real. Honestly, if the pagans could be doing it, I could be doing it as well. So anyway, back to the questions. What do you think about N word used by white people? Do you think it depends on context or straight up racist or something? So I actually don't believe in racism. I don't think racism exists. It's just stupid people, uninformed people. And believe it or not, I think everyone has like I think the smarter you are, like you go to places where everyone's educated, like and people are wealthy and educated. You won't see that, like because people are smart and they know better. And I guess with the internet, like people are more exposed to different cultures. But I don't believe it. I honestly don't. I don't believe it. It's just dumb people. Like you go to somewhere where people are educated, and if they say it, like the thing is, it's like we say it to each other. I mean, I could be racist to another. Like, I feel like I could be racist to another black person. Like I could look at someone and be like, I don't even like to say it. That's the thing. And I've said it once. I was doing music. I said it once in my music, and I said it in a way of describing like an aggressive, low level black person, like an angry black person. Like that black person where you look at them and they want to kill you for it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would use that word, or the people in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's a derogatory term, and I would use it. But there's many derogatory terms for different races. Honestly, every race and color has a derogatory term you can use. So as a black person, if someone calls you it, what are you gonna do? It's words like sticks and stones might break my bones, but words can never harm me. So luckily, and I remember I've been that person to try and kick up a fuss and if someone says I'm gonna go crazy, obviously I'm older and wiser now. It's just like maybe you should get yourself out of that environment, get yourself around some more educated people. Maybe if you're maybe if you're unfortunate in an area with poor people or not necessarily poor people are uneducated, but there is a correlation for sure, 100%. So if you're in that kind of environment, what can you do to get out of that environment? To be around people who are more educated and more wise and knowledgeable. So that's my little take on that. Is it making a burger at home way healthier than eating at restaurants like McDonald's? Yeah. Well, it depends how you make the burger. You can actually make it less healthy, but chances are, you're going to be in control of the oils you're using. You might not fry it. You might grill it. You might do a number of things to make it more healthy. So when I say healthy, I guess typically you go to fast food restaurants that have a lot of saturated fats, so that can boost the cholesterol, get in your arteries and your arteries and cause atherosclerosis, which is, I believe, is the narrowing of the arteries and the blood vessels, which can cause like stroke and heart attack. This is my A-level biology coming out. But yeah, just yeah. So of course, if you've got the choice, always, well, cook at home is always going to be better. But there's nothing wrong, if you want to have a go to McDonald's once a week and have a cheat, too much of anything is not too good. But yeah, good observation. Okay, how am I doing? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling excited. The social media is going to improve 1,000,000%. Like, I'm just figuring it out now. I'm doing some research from the best in the world, and we're going to be upping the content in all areas. Trust me, YouTube, Instagram. Like, I'm just going to be upping the content in a way to serve you all better, to really add value. That's really what it is. Like, it's not about proving how good I am or what I can do. It's just inspiring and educating. Like, that's really what it's about. So yeah, I'm feeling super positive actually. Like, it's been a roller coaster. Not gonna lie, it's been a roller coaster 6 months. Like, I mean, 6 months ago was what? October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so it was just before my birthday. Literally, this was 6 months ago was my birthday, in a completely different environment, completely different headspace. But now I'm excited for the future, honestly. Like, I'm excited. Where the other side of COVID, everyone's gym seems to be open now. If your gym's still closed, tell me. But Canada's gyms are open. So Canada was the last. Like, when I think of the harshest lockdowns in the world, I think about Canada, number one, and London's maybe second. And everyone I speak to in Canada is training. They're back in the gyms. Thank goodness. And so yes, the dream is alive of fitness. Honestly, I pretty much gave up on fitness. I'll be honest. Like, and if it wasn't for my YouTube, who knows where we'd be now? Luckily, during COVID, with lockdown, I was just creating content. Like, not necessarily the best content, but it was just videos and videos. Everything I thought to do, or everything I felt like I had experience on or knowledge. And luckily, basically went away from a year, went ghost on YouTube, and luckily, the stuff was just growing. So I've come back. I've got a little community now. It's not that much, coming up to 3,000 subscribers, but it's a base. It's a base of a community that I'm looking to grow like major. Obviously, I don't know how many people suffer from like or are conscious or insecure about their big butts, but as long as I'm helping people, that's the main thing. And obviously that can expand as well to helping other guys, And I honestly genuinely find most joy on helping people who feel the most insecure. Like, for me, that is where I feel there's more of a connection. Like, for me, if you're telling me, oh, I'm just trying to get, lose a couple kilos for my next holiday, like, I don't know how you can be motivated by that. I'm not even motivated to hear that. Oh yeah, I can help you do that. I want to hear like, I don't like how people treat me. I want to hear that. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting respected. I want to hear that. I wake up and I feel terrible. Like, not like that's a good thing. Like, honest, but it's just more of a motivation. Like, it just makes the success story higher. If you're starting from a low place, like when you bounce up, it's just gonna be like more glorious than, oh yeah, I just got a bit more lean, or really tell me about. I want to hear about the pain. Like, I've talked about the pain in a few of my videos. I can talk about the pain. Yesterday I talked about the pain. What I'm saying? The more pain you have, the more glory. So it's like, for example, like, there's so many stories. Like, is it Michael Jordan didn't get picked for his high school team or something, or college team? That must have been extreme pain. Like, like tears. Like, what am I gonna do? And then he turns that into the best player of all time, and he used that fire. A lot of these stories, they'll be driven by a lot of pain for sure. Like, I'm sure even Elon Musk, someone like that, getting bullied, beaten up, probably singled out, outcast, nerd. Now he's the coolest man on earth. Honestly, he's like the coolest guy on earth. Like, and I think a lot of, yeah. So find the pain and use that. So yeah. So it's obsessed time, and what, yeah, just find what ways you can be obsessed. So when I first started training, I was obsessed with improving my strength. That was a real obsession of mine, like getting stronger. That was That was really big for me. And then after that, the obsession was getting bigger and stronger. And then I had little spouts of being obsessed about getting leaner. So I'll be checking all my food, and that's the thing. Like the thing, as I said before, the thing is not to just lower the goal. Just how can you be more obsessed? Okay, I'm not losing weight. I'm not losing fat. Okay, let me obsess more about my food. Let me obsess more. Let me, get some food scales and really weigh this. Let me check the packet. Let me check how much protein's on this. Let me check how many calories is in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop leaving it to chance. Stop putting your head in the sand. Like, stop obsessing. It's like your finances. You're broke. Like, start obsessing about the finances. How am I gonna get more money? How am I gonna stop money from coming out? Start checking your bank account. Start checking your statements. Like, I've got no girls in my life. Like, how am I gonna get some more, improve my relationships? Well, start obsessing about that. Start YouTube. How can I, get a girl's number? How can I get a girlfriend? Or start going out in the street, start speaking to girls. Like, obsess about that. I said this to her. She said this. Or I text this and she texts that. Or I swiped this way and this happened. Or I changed my bio. It's just there's so many ways we can obsess about everything. And I think like everyone knows how to be obsessed. It's just consistency with the obsession. So that's my whole thing now. It's just being obsessed. It's going long and going hard. Pause. But it's like, going like in, but consistently. I feel like you can't lose. Like if you put in max effort and just do it consistently. So, I mean, easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it is the mindset. It's really just like it's hacking your brain to fight the moments of doubt. Like, because doubt will come for everyone. Doubt comes for everyone. Talk to anyone successful, they have doubts. Like a professional footballer gets injured, wonders if they can ever, keep the same performance again. A businessman like fails to make a sale, or a new competitor comes, or something goes wrong and they don't make much money as expected, or they lose money. The doubt creeps in, and it's just how you battle that doubt. Or check, as I said before, you check the scales. The scales aren't in the right direction. You get some doubt. Like, is it worth it? Like, I'm sacrificing, because everything requires sacrifice or opportunity costs, right? As I said before, you go to the gym on Tuesday night. Like, I remember this. Like, even in like personal trainers, like if there's any personal trainers who are watching this, you know this. For example, okay, you've got no clients for the next 4 hours, and it's Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, you can either go home, go watch the football, let's say, or let's say there's a girl you can go and date. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hang around, look like you've got no clients, that you're not making no money, and try and go up to people and get rejected and go through that pain while everyone else is busy? Or are you gonna go on that date and hang out with your friends or watch football? Like, and I've done both, and I can tell you the result of both. So it's like the gym, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, because it's easy to revert to type and do the easy thing. Like, it's way easier to do that, but it's just about being obsessed and just remembering why you did it. I know it's easy to say this, but and I always forget this. Like, but remember why you started. That's really huge. Like, and it could be easy to fall into that trap. Okay, I started, but was it really that bad? And chances are it was really that bad. And if you quit, it's gonna be that bad again. It's gonna be horrible. Like, quitting is horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm still thinking about times I've quit many things, and you just think about, imagine if I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if I kept going. All right, let's see if there's any more questions. Okay. Cool. All right, so hope you guys are, it's hump day. Hope you guys have been hitting the gym. Hope you guys have been training. Hope you guys have been following your diet. If you want any questions, feel free to hit me up. JP Fitness 123. I'll be glad to help, because this can be hard. Like, trust me, it can be hard, and that's where mental comes into it. Luckily, I've actually got a really good support network for fitness. Well, I don't really need more for fitness right now because it's such an addiction, but definitely in terms of coaching, like, and it's just good to just check in, just tap in, like, how's everyone doing? And when you're seeing everyone else win, that gives you a little boost as well. Like, even if you're a member of a gym and, might have someone checking on you, or, just keep yourself kind of immersed in the vision. Like, keep yourself immersed. Like, that's Really important. Just keep your and write your goals down every day. Like, that's actually really helping me. Actually, honestly, like you wake up, you write your goals down every day, and you write your gratitude list. It really makes a difference. It just reminds you why you've woken up for the day. You know, you wake up. You know what you're grateful for, and it kind of sets your mind for, okay, this is why I'm doing these tasks. You go to bed, and I never used to do it. I never used to do it. I wish I did. And it's like it's been like not even that long, maybe like a week now. I've been doing it. I've been doing it. It's still not a full habit, but it's something that I would recommend. It's a beautiful thing, you know, and it's just a focus thing. Honestly, focus, focus, focus. Like that might be my new thing. It's being obsessed and being focused. Like these are the two. Being like obsessed about what you do, like what you offer to the world. Um, like really going in and the focus. Yeah, like but yeah, gratitude. Yeah, gratitude is huge. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like you when times are rough, you pray like, oh please get me out of this situation, please, dear Lord Jesus. You start praying to anything. Like whatever's up there, please do, please do, please. And then you get it, and then you're just like, oh, like, I was talking to my friend about this. Like the amount of jobs like you were desperate to get, and then you get it, and you're like, oh, this is long, you know, you want to quit. Think of every job you've had, yeah, and then you get the job and you're probably buzzing. You're like, yes. And then like 2 weeks into it, you're like, you know, and it's not like they tricked you. You knew what was gonna be there, but you just lost some gratitude. That's all it was, and it's I think it's a normal human instinct. Like, um, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Three things. You know, I write five things. My thing is five. You know, just get to five. You know, five things you're grateful for, and it could be literally no like not ill. Like I can walk, I can breathe, and it's basically praying in. You know, praying in. You know, you pray in advance and then you pray afterwards. Like, you know, oh, I want this. You always pray for things that typically that you know you don't have. You know, I'm praying for. You know, maybe you pray to get in better shape. Maybe you pray for someone who's ill to be healthy, or you pray, you know, you pray for the end of a war. You know, how about praying gratitude? There's no war. Like, you know, I haven't even written that down yet. I'm glad I'm not in somewhere there's war. That's what I'm gonna write tonight. That's on my list. Like, I'm glad there's no war in London right now. There's no war in the UK. I'm not worried about shellings and bombings and people trying to kill me. Because don't get me wrong, it's not too hard. You'd make a couple bad moves, you might be worried about your life. It's crazy. I'm happy to not be my life in danger. How about that? How about that? I'm glad no one's trying to kill me. I'm glad. I'm grateful that no one's trying to wish harm to me. That's a good one. I'm glad, and uh, and yeah, you'll just be a happier person, honestly. And they say, what's the best way to be happy? Is just to be content. If you know, let's say your current situation outweighs your desires, you'll be happy. Versus if your desires outweigh your current situation, you're gonna be miserable. Like whatever you have, like that's why they say, like you can be miserable at every level. Oh, okay, so you live in a 3 bedroom house, but you know James across the street has a 5 bedroom house, or all your other friends at work have a 5 bedroom house. You might start hating yourself, or you know, my girlfriend's hot, but this person's girlfriend's hotter. It's like in the Bible, it says, "Thou shalt not covet." Like, don't covet, don't wish on what other people have, because you know it not only it just harms you. It doesn't do anything to them. When you're hating and like jealous, it just hurts you. Honestly, it's like lying. Like lying just hurts you as you're like angry at someone. It doesn't hurt them. It just hurts you. Like it's just hurting yourself. So you know, even in the gym, like okay, you know, every gym you're gonna go to, everyone is gonna see someone better shape than them, or everyone's gonna go to a gym and see someone in better shape. Even I saw a guy in better shape than me today. You know what I'm saying? And it was just admiration. It was like, oh, okay, nice, nice. It was not like, oh, I didn't say anything. Maybe I should have said something, but you know, this is London. London, we don't do that, especially if they're black. You keep that until absolutely necessary. But yeah, like yeah, just contentment, gratitude um, is a big thing. Okay, so we have a live video request. Let's give this a go. Let's see what happens. My boy Kayo. Let's see if this works. Okay, nothing's happening at the moment, so maybe that's a sign. But yeah, send any questions my way. Keep those questions coming. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. Nah, not working. But yeah, if anyone wants to jump on a live, wants to jump on this, they're free to as an experiment. But like I said, I want to create these lives. I'm kind of inspired by what these Fresh and Fit guys do. They're going live every day. Like these guys are obsessed. Like they are 100% obsessed with their channel, and you can see that these guys are just exploding, booming off. Okay, what was the reason behind going to live in Mexico for a year? COVID, lockdowns. Like after London, I think we locked down, I think 3 times. So the first one, obviously, when COVID started, and then that lockdown lasted till from like March till I think all the way through to like September. And then we opened up in September 2020, and then we locked down again in I think maybe August, September, and then locked down again in like November, December. And then it was like, yeah, this is long, honestly. And then I was like, not even training in the gym, I was training at home. I remember it just snowing, miserable, like just alone, literally alone, because just the odd like Tinder date here and there, going for a walk outside. Or no, all the shops closed. You're just going for a walk outside, and I was just like, and I had a community, and I had a friend who was living in Mexico. And my plan was actually to go to Colombia because I was watching some YouTubers living life in Colombia, like doing fitness as well. And I was like, oh, okay. Like my leads was running out of my apartment, and I was like, no way. I was like, I'm in London. Either I was gonna move to up north in the UK, or I was basically up north or abroad. And yeah, and my friend was like, don't go to Colombia for whatever reason. Like, come to Mexico. I saw Mexico didn't have any restrictions. You didn't even need a test, and it felt like. So I just went for it. I had a friend there, I had one connection, and literally as I arrived there, it was lit. It was lit from day one. It was lit. From day one, it was like lit. So I didn't expect to stay that long. I expected maybe 3 months, but I remember like when it was fully open, it all like the COVID, like the new variant arrived, Omicron, and like all these other places were shutting down, and they were bringing out the vaccine, and then I started making some real good friendships and connections out there. Then I ended up getting a girlfriend and even getting engaged. So like these were extra reasons to stay. But I'm happy because basically I've come back now for the meantime, and things have gone back to normal. But I'm not sure how long I'll be here for. I'm trying to think of the best places to work remotely where I'm gonna be focused, like focus. So I know, like play. It was not that. If I was in Playa del Carmen, I would not be doing these lives every day. No way. It is so hard because that is party 24/7. Like you're home, the sun's shining, you got the beach there. Like it's hard to be sitting down, like doing a video or doing like, because I do a lot of I'm doing a lot of communication with clients and people help like answering questions and communicating with people inside. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it could be fun to do it by a pool. Maybe that's the goal. Get back to the pool, do some work, go for a swim. But I'm not sure if that's 100% focus. But do you know what? That's actually a thought. Actually, maybe I need to get to a nice hot place with a nice pool. I'll be lying there doing some work. But it's just a different focus. Like, yeah, I'm in London right now, and it's just like I haven't done anything since I've been back apart from work. Literally, I wake up, go to the gym, come back, and it's work, 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 live, little bit of work, sleep, wake up, go to the gym, come back, work, 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 live. But it's like it's crazy. Things are just moving. Like if you look at my YouTube analytics, it's gone up like 40%, like crazy. I've gone from like 5,000. Well, I was getting like 9,000 views in a month. Now it's like 14,000. It's just booming, and I haven't even put much effort into it. It's just the activity, just the focus now. It's just like the focus is here, like there's girls and there's parties and there's, everything you can imagine. And now it's like work. So I'm not even in a case. I'm like I'm not even trying to risk getting back into that environment until, like, I think for me the best way to go is work, 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 then holiday, unwind 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, come back, work, work, work. Which is why I kind of feel like the major cities do work, because major cities you have a lot to do, but it's not every day. Like even in Miami, like Miami felt like necessary, like less of a mad party destination than where I was in Playa del Carmen, because Miami's so big as well. And like for example, like typically Sundays and Mondays would be quiet, whereas Playa del Carmen, like Sundays boom, every day is a party, 24/7 party. Honestly, like Monday night is your day off because like 2 or 3 or 4 clubs don't open, but there's clubs that open on Monday. It's literally mad. It's mad, and I don't think I have the discipline to actually live there and work and grind. When everyone's texting you for a party, I'll come out, come out, come out. Literally, if you stay at home in Playa del Carmen for a week, like people will think you're like you lost your mind, like you're ill, or you're just a recluse. Whereas in London, like if London, no one's bothering you because everyone's kind of on the grind. It's not so hot outside. Maybe I need to live somewhere cold, like somewhere cold where I want to be inside and work. Maybe I'll come to Toronto. Maybe I'll come to Montreal. That sounds fun. But the whole vaccine thing, that's the thing. I'm looking where to travel to, but this whole vaccine thing is killing me. Like the whole, I've been even researching like about the whole vaccine. I haven't got anything. I mean, if you guys have got the vaccine, let me know if it's how it's working for you. But it's not something I'm looking to get. So that's a big decision. But maybe I'll pray about that. The plan was Colombia, but they need the vaccine. So my eyes, I'm thinking about Mexico City, maybe. Like all I need is somewhere. So this is one thing to pay attention to. So all I need is somewhere with a great gym nearby. That's it. A great gym nearby and great internet. A great gym nearby, great internet, and yeah, and decent living. I'm not trying to be spending too much on my accommodation. But somewhere decent, easy living, and a great gym. And I'm worried, Joe. I'm actually worried now if it's going to be hot because I'm just going to want to be outside. But maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Just work outside as long as I can stay focused. That's the main thing. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the lives. I know for some reason the questions love to flood in right at the end. We always get a flurry of questions right at the end. But yeah, just keep grinding. Like, there's gonna be times you're gonna want to quit. Like, this is the Grant Cardone. Like, that's why I love that guy. He's so honest. Like, he talks about his business. I wanted to quit every day. Every day I wanted to quit. But what keeps you going is it's the end goal. It's like if this works out, like if you've set the right target and you've set the right possibilities, how life changing this can be. Like if you lose that weight and you get lean, the glory that awaits you. If you build that muscle, the glory that's there. If you succeed in your business or your career, like what awaits you. It's just that excitement, really. And all my achievements have been driven. I remember when I used to work in my gym, I used to fantasize about getting my Mercedes. I've got this thing about Mercedes. I don't think I'm going to do it again for years. But, when I just want to get my Mercedes. And then you just imagine it like, oh, yeah, after work, I'm just going to drive home. Like, it's just a mad goal, like, When I think about it, the amount of money that could have been gone to, like, freedom and traveling. But, I guess in London, when you're trapped in that London kind of image lifestyle, you need a nice whip. I've been in Mexico for a year. Just get a taxi for like 50 pesos, which is about £1.50 probably, like £2 maximum, and they take you anywhere. But so yeah, so that was my obsession, like getting my clients, and even the whole energy would affect even the way I'd speak to people. In terms of my enthusiasm would just rise. I'd have extra energy. I'd wake up nice and bright because I had that kind of. It was like a short to medium term goal. It was a goal that was achievable in 8 weeks. I feel like a kind of 8 week goal is super motivational actually. Like it's the proper driver. So even for fitness, if you could set an 8 week goal, so even weight loss, like healthy weight loss, you could say half a kilo to a kilo a week. So if you want to lose weight, you could aim for 4 to 8 kilos a week. Like that's a huge difference. Honestly, that's gonna make a huge difference. And I think that's like a medium term goal for me. I think short term is 4 weeks, medium term is 8 weeks to 12 weeks, and I'd say long term is like 16 weeks above. To like that's how I would kind of look at goals. So, but yeah, I remember just thinking about the Mercedes, and yeah, you know, and the Mercedes in the flat with the garage where I don't see no one. You just park in garage, you know, you don't see no. I used to say to myself, oh, I'm not gonna see no pagans. I'm just gonna, you know, just drive in, not gonna see no one. And then you start like really having this. I remember like really having disdain for like little things like getting on the train and like seeing people I didn't like. But you know, but it was crazy. Probably me, and that was me. That was fueling the obsession. It was fueling the obsession because obviously I talk about not like being content, but sometimes being uncontent can really drive the obsession. It's like, you know, I hate my current situation. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like, you know, I'd rather kill myself. Honestly, I thought about this many times. I'd rather kill myself than live like this for too much longer. Like, you know, they say do or die, grind or die. It sounds a bit extreme, but I'll be real. Maybe I need to see a psychiatrist. Maybe I'm a bit crazy. You know, and like honestly, it gets like that. It gets like that. If I'm gonna, I'd rather just, you know, just, I'm done than live in this situation. So obviously, instead of me thinking about actually doing something crazy like that, it's more fueling towards, okay, you know, get myself out of this situation, like whatever it takes. So I don't know if that's the best advice, maybe the most unhealthy advice you ever hear, but you know, I've been there. I've taken it there many times with myself, you know, and I find that really, you know, that's really back against the wall. That's really no other choice. And you'll be crazy what what can just happen. Like what can just happen when you really, it's like you're gonna do this or you're gonna, yeah, do or die, as they say, grind or die. Give yourself no other option but to hit that goal. Wow, that sounds really dark, doesn't it? That sounds really dark. But hey, it gets that way when you speak in uninterrupted for an hour. Okay. The weight scale is depressing. Why blame the weight scale? The weight scale is not depressing, brother. The weight, your weight is depressing. You see, you see that language. It's crazy. Like listening to, I'm not sure if you watched that Kanye West documentary, but he talks about. There's one episode where he talks about the power of language. Honestly, he literally, I think there's an episode or there's definitely a clip on YouTube where he's literally talking about like he's got like a dictionary. He's going through words, and he says a point where he says he doesn't like to say the word like excited because excited sounds like too frantic. Like you might be excited to see like a family member across the street or a girl you like or something, and you run across the street and you know you just get hit by a car. Like it doesn't see it's a bit too frantic. So he likes to say the word energized. So like words can be really powerful. And what you just said there in terms of the weight scale is depressing, you're just taking that responsibility away from you and you're blaming the weight scale. So what does that mean? You're gonna avoid the weight scale. The weight scale is depressing. But I love the weight scale. Even if the weight's not going in the right direction because it keeps me aware. You can't be scared of that weight scale. I've met so many clients, like hundreds of clients, who are literally terrified of that scale to the point where they avoid it so long. When they finally get on it, it's like shock horror. Like it's gone in the wrong direction. Well, what do you expect? You haven't looked at it for a year or looked at it for 3 months. Like, what do you expect? You just lost control. So please change that language. Say my weight is depressing. My weight is depressing. Okay, cool. Power is back in your hands. You just grab that authority back in your life, and now you can change it. Now what? Now what are we gonna do about it? Good. It's depressing. I hope it's depressing. I hope it hurts you. I hope it really hurts you that your weight is depressing because you're gonna do something about it. So, how are we gonna get out of this situation? Okay. Number one, we are going to change the food you're eating. It's not gonna be too hard to just swap out some of the bad stuff. Number one, cut out the sugar. Number one. And I've got a sweet tooth as well, but I'm just gonna change the sugar to sweetener or diet drinks. That's it, or diet whatever, or just avoid the cake. Like just avoid that completely. Anything that's got sugar in it. That's number one. And I'm just gonna leave you with that. Like I'm sure you know that's gonna make a difference. And you're gonna weigh yourself every day. So cut out the sugar and weigh yourself every day. And then I want you to weigh yourself if you're watching this, and you're gonna come to my live tomorrow. And I want you. You don't even have to tell me, but I want you to watch me tomorrow, knowing that you've done those 2 steps. And ideally, send me a message. What's your username? Let's Leon. Uh, yeah, Leon. Weigh yourself tomorrow and every day. Enjoy my lives every day, and then I want to see that weight go down. You can do it. Just claim back, claim back that control, because out of control, like being out of control of your finances, being out of control of your relationships. Oh, I can't get a girlfriend, or I can't, I can't save money, like, or my bank account's depressing, or Tinder's depressing, or this and that. No, no, like you're not doing something right. And I've had friends put me in check. I've had friends. That's why you got to have some solid friends. I've had friends check me about this to the point where you feel a bit ashamed and embarrassed, like. And God's have put some really good people in my place. So I'm not perfect either. I'm just as guilty as this, as everyone is this. But that's my little take from that. Okay, exercising with friends, you execute the same regimen, however they're losing and you're not. Yeah, don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about what they're doing. Focus on you. And I mean, I understand what you mean. I've been in groups where everyone seems to be winning and I'm not winning. And yeah, it can actually make you feel way worse. And how does that work? You might just have to just train by yourself, honestly. Train by yourself. If that's getting you down and you're in that state of comparison, just like block that out. Honestly, I've had to do that many times. But I don't completely cut them off. Keep them there, but maybe for a week you just train by yourself. Because I know comparison is the thief of joy. Like, you don't want to be, when you're taking L's and everyone's winning, it makes the L's worse. It says in the Bible that, like a man singing is like taking someone's, like, songs to a sad heart are like someone taking a jacket away in the rain, or someone like basically pouring salt on a wound. Basically, that's all it is. Like, so that's the same thing about comparison. Like, maybe stay focused on your own thing for a while, or find a different group, or instead of training with your friends, like go to a class. Go to a class with other people, maybe similar, maybe similar level to you. Because environment is really everything. Okay, self acceptance will be my biggest gift. Accept your own body type. Yeah, of course, accept it, but don't give up. Accept it, but don't give up. Like, and what is body type? I don't think being overweight or having excess levels of fat is a body type. It's not a body type. It's like, same as being big boned. It's not a body type. It's decisions. It's a series of decisions. And sorry, I know you can't come to. I'm not. I'm not gonna dial it down. These lives are not for me to sugarcoat anything. This is fitness. What I'm saying? There's many influencers there who are gonna tell you other stuff. Like, this is not this channel. This is the raw truth. Like, and okay, accept what you've got. Don't get me wrong. There's things you can't change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got a big butt, and I didn't like it for a long time, but now I like it. But I put the work in to make sure I loved it, if that makes sense. And yeah, you might be short, low harm, like accept what you can't change, but level up what you can change. And like, your body weight is something that you have full control over. So, don't accept. I mean, if you want to accept that, don't give me. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what is right or what is wrong. But if you're unhappy, if you're depressed, then in your soul that something is not right. Like, the default human energy is not depressed and negative. It's positive. Like, and look at a kid running around. Look at a 3-year-old kid, like, bunch of energy, running around, like, screaming, jumping up and down, like, energy, energy. It's very rare to find a depressed 2-year-old. I'm sure. I don't remember being like seeing anyone depressed when I was in nursery, like all holding hands and running and singing. That's how that's how the human form is. Exercise every day of my life. Friends and associates find it hard to believe. Only family members witness me exercise every day. Yeah, it's the diet, brother. The diet. I can already see from your messages that it's the diet that's behind. But get the diet on point. Just listen to what I said. Cut out the sugars. Weigh yourself every day. But if the hour's up. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Join us tomorrow's live. Let's talk about it more. And if you want direct help, hit me up on Instagram. It's probably the best way. I feel like everyone's been reaching out to me on Instagram at JPFitness123. Instagram.com/at JPFitness123. So guys, this was a bit of a more of a harsh, real one today. I've been, I feel like that's the kind of energy. But let me know what you think. Feedback is always welcome, as always. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Thank you for the encouragement and support. And like, we can all level up, guys. I'm here to help, motivate, Let's kill it. I'm on a journey. You're on a journey. And have a lovely evening. Catch you tomorrow.